It's been a while, okay? Welcome back, but it's been a while. I was here for the last time 2 weeks ago. Okay, let me start off by saying this. God has been put on my heart for 2 weeks, okay, longer, but at least 2 weeks, to record a video that everything and everybody who didn't want that or were against this information to come out, they tried everything to shut me up. They tried everything to destroy my reality. They tried everything to actually kill me. And I'm not saying this with a soft heart. I have a soft heart. I have a really soft heart. I'm very sweet, kind. I'm also generous, and I'm very helpful. But the thing is, I'm also a protector. I'm a big protector. I can feel what needs protection. I know who needs my protection. I can understand where my protection is for. Okay, so I want to start off by saying I did want to record this video, um, but I was ready to do it, but just spirit was like, the atmosphere isn't. The atmosphere wasn't ready. Something was not ready for this. And I often experience moments where I do feel sure, I do feel secure, I do feel ready. And then there are moments where spirit shows me the world isn't. Spirit shows me there's something in the atmosphere that is not okay with you. Spirit shows me there are people who are not ready to receive me and what I have to say. So, yeah, when that happens, I honor that. When that happens, I hold my tongue and I do not speak. So, in any case, I honor myself and my soul and my spirit. So, I know my purpose. I know what I'm meant to be doing in any moment. Like in any moment, I know what to do. And then when I feel that I have to wait, I will. I will. Because this is not up to anybody else but me and God. This is between me and God. Because I did want to share this video a long time ago and share my personal health story. You can see it in the title of this video. This is my health story. So what made me want to record this video for you all is I don't feel sad about myself. I don't feel bad about myself. And I don't even feel unhealthy. Like, no, none of these things. I've always felt extremely healthy, even though my body isn't, even though my mind may be stressed out about my health situation. But I learned to kind of control that. I learned to not stress at all in certain situations. And I learned to not be stressful in stressful situations. I've worked at restaurants since I was 14 until I was like 22, I guess. And no, I worked in hospitality until like 23 years old, something like that. And I knew whenever I started with that work that I was meant to serve a big audience. I was meant to serve a big group of different people who just needed me and my service. Whether that was serving a delicious food on a delicious event, or whether that is my energy, my art, and my essence. Whatever I am serving is something that I chose myself. And if I wasn't serving something, then that was also a choice. Maybe not of myself, but it could be somebody else too. Somebody could choose for you what you eat. Somebody can choose for you what kind of work you do. Somebody can choose for you in what house you live in. It doesn't mean that they took your free will, because it could have been God's will. If you were not aware of, like, if you were not fully controlling the situation, then it might have been God's will. And if this was not the case, it might have been darker energies forcing this on you. And a lot of people say that divine feminine energy does not force. But have you ever thought about the divine masculine energy? How would you say to me that the divine masculine energy doesn't force? The force of the energy is like God's will. It's like straight into the rose. When you make kids, you are born before you even are aware that you are. Because you were chosen. You chose your parents and you were chosen for your parents to be born in them. Okay? So the divine masculine energy is forcing the baby into the woman, into the divine feminine energy. And even though energy has no gender, I'm explaining it in this way right now because people really got to understand that my energy is a force. Yes, I don't want to force you. I don't want to push you to do anything. I don't want to push anybody for anything. But if my energy only is forcing you to love yourself more, then how can I be blamed for this force being forced upon you? Because my energy can just be love and not even thoughtful or full of thoughts, created with thoughts, because I don't really live by a lot of thoughts. I live by words. I live by energy. I live by the creation of it being. So if something is forced, it might have been in God's will. And that's why many people feel that my energy might be forcefully forced upon them. But can I just say this publicly, God? Do I have permission to say this publicly, God? Stop seeing me as I am forcing things upon you, because I am not. God is. God is just using me for it. God is just using me to align you and your soul. The same as me choosing to share my health story. This is a force. This is forced upon me. I do have free will, yes. but I honor God's will more than my own and that of others. Because I meet people that run away from my light. I get it. I understand. I can feel you and I can feel God. So, yes, I understand. But I would never, never really push you and force you in a negative way. If I ever have been forcing you, it was not just me, it was God. And I just tried to obey. I just tried to give my obedience. I just tried to move with the energy. Meanwhile, others aren't. That's why my force is so strong, because I am meant to force the love of God in people's lives. And if you don't understand this, or if you have not been understanding this, I hope you are now. I hope you understand that I am very much in my masculine energy, which is very sacred to me. So I honor when I am meant to use my force for anything good. And if you don't believe that I am using it for something good, I don't need to explain myself. But here I am explaining. Do you think I'm just explaining that for me? Do you think I just want my own understanding? No. I want to be understood. I want to help people understand. I want to speak the truth and life into others. So, yeah, I might be forceful. I might be very intense, okay, and extreme. Because don't tell me God is not intense and extreme. Because it is. So, what God has been forcing on me is to share my health story, to expose the truth, because my health story is kind of complicated. It's long. It is a lot of complications, a lot of things that I have going on in my body. Okay, that's the truth. Um, so I don't want other people to spread rumors about me. They do, but that's whatever they do. I want people to know the truth so they can, if they speak about me, they even know the truth. And that's better than assuming something about me that is not true and keeping that lie in your head. If you keep that lie in your head, that means you forever take that with you. And I don't want that for you. I really don't want that for you, because I'm going to bite you energetically. Yeah, I am. I am, because I do not want anybody to spread unfairness about my reputation. So I'm going to do my best to show you the reality of everything that you need to know. And that's not just about my body, but this video specifically is about my health, about my physical body, not my spiritual or emotional, mental body. No, I'm talking about my physical body today. And my physical body is pretty forceful. I actually feel forceful every day as well, because I do recognize the power of my force. I recognize the purpose of my energy, which makes me realize it must be forceful, it must be intimidating, it must be intense, it must be big. My energy must be big. Otherwise, I would have never been attacked so many times in my life. Physically, spiritually, yes, it's all connected. But so, everything that I'm gonna share about my physical body in this video, they're all facts. Nothing about it is a lie. It is all the truth, and it's mine. It is my story. It is not your story. It is not a story you have to carry for me. It's mine. I carry my own burdens. I carry my own experiences and thoughts and feelings. So don't let my history or my situation put weight on you, because you don't need to carry anything that I carry. You don't have to. But I do want to share my health story because I want to clear the air. I want people to know this about me because I do believe it is very important to know about me. Like, if you know me in whatever, however close you are with me, especially when you are close to me, I want you to know this about me. I think this is very important to know about me. So that's why I chose to be in my truth. Yeah, and to just share my truth. Um, because I cannot really pretend. I was always bad at pretending. Even my smiles can look fake. But I always smile. I always try to smile real. I always smile real. Otherwise, I don't smile. You don't really see me smile without the real joy. Okay. Where it all started was actually in 2017. At that time, I was 19 years old, and I was working at a restaurant at Central Station. Not in the station, not in the train station, but next to the train station, there was this big building, Groot Handelsgebouw. And it's basically a building full of companies. And there's a rooftop with a restaurant, which was a club, festival, restaurant, dinner place. Um, it was so pretty. It was amazing working there. I had such an amazing time. Like, when I tell you I had an amazing time, it was the time where I bloomed. It was a time where I started to feel alive, like in that place. Because I worked at a lot of different cultural restaurants, like different cuisines and different people. But this one, it really opened me up. Like, I felt, when I would walk on that terrace, I felt like the queen of the city. Like, I felt so powerful. I felt so seen, and I felt so admired and appreciated. I loved my work. I loved my work. I never worked anywhere I didn't like. If I didn't like it, I would be gone. I was gone. I would be out in a minute. And I was never really fired, so that says a lot. I mean, I was always fired, so that says a lot. I never left anywhere. Or did I? I mean, there must be some places where I left, but most places where I worked, it was me being fired. because I would either just act different, be different, just didn't like it anymore, or yeah. The most reasons I got fired was because I just kept coming late. And sometimes, those times, I actually liked it even more. Or I just fucked it up. Like, I just fucked it up by coming late. But then, even then, I believe every ending has a new beginning. So if it is ending, whatever is ending, it's probably supposed to. You're probably meant to then find something else, do something else, live somewhere else, be with somebody else. So, yeah, I love endings because it opens a lot of new doors. So, in 2019, I'm saying it wrong, in 2017, on September, yeah, I was hit. That day, I was on my bike on my way to a festival, free folk festival. And it's like a festival for a lot of colorful beings, let's just say that. And I was on my way to my brother and my sister and our friends. And I was just around the corner of that festival. And I was at that time living in Delfshaven, the west side of Rotterdam. I lived there for 7 years. And when I was on my way to the festival, I drove the same road that I would always ride to my work, the Suicide Club. That's the name of the restaurant. It's a club. It doesn't exist anymore now. They have other things going on there. But at that time, I was driving the same road I always used to drive when I was going to work. And it was super hot that day. I just had a denim jumpsuit, like one suit of denim, but it was short, so it was very hot, and I was on my bike. And it was around 7 o'clock or 6 past 7, something like that. I had one headphone in. I remember that, which is crazy because I used to drive with two. And this time I had one and I needed to cross the road. So I was stopping my bike. And even this, I always just drive. I move. I always am. I used to be very fast, but that day I was not fast. I was stopping for at least 10 seconds until I saw the road being clear. And I remember because I have come back to this place many times and I have seen the pictures, okay, of this many times. I have done my math, okay. I have done my calculations, all right, um, to see where I exactly stopped my bike. Because they told me they don't have cameras there. They didn't want to show me anything. But I let somebody took pictures with my phone when it happened. So I know exactly where I was. I was standing still. I saw the road clear. I moved my bike. And the moment I move my steer around, I just am hit from my left side. A car just took me with it. And so, of course, he didn't see me. The moment when he hit me, he pushed the brakes and didn't stop only after 12 meters. And those 12 meters, he took me and my bike The moment he stopped, I flew 5 meters across. So he was still on the same road after 12 meters, but I was 5 meters ahead on the other road. That's where I landed. My bike was from my body 10 meters ahead. So from the car to the bike, there was 15 meters distance. And my bike was completely just pushed double. It was not a bike anymore. It was just not rideable anymore. So they took it away, and then I opened my eyes, and there was people around me, but I couldn't move anything. And in a few minutes, the ambulance was there. But when I opened my eyes, I remembered that I just wasn't out. Like I wasn't black out. But when it happened, in the moment of it happening, I saw black. I don't know if I had my eyes open or closed, but I just saw black. I saw nothing until I opened my eyes. But I felt everything. Like I felt that I was hit by the front window. I felt that I was going around with my body, that I was making a salto in the air. I felt that I was hit. I felt all the hits. Does that make sense? It makes sense to me. And so that was interesting. I grabbed my phone because the only thing that I could move was one arm. Also, not really, but I did it anyways. And I just saw a big bump like on this side of my head. It was kind of like a big third eye bump. Or I think it was this side actually. Yeah, because I have a scar here. So that was the first thing I noticed, having a big bump on my forehead. Like a third eye activation. That would be crazy. But I think it happened though, because after that day, I was pretty open. I got pretty aware of my multidimensional conversations with aliens. But if you want to know about that, then you have to watch my very, 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 very first video on my YouTube where I talk about how do aliens reach us and why. So yeah, go to that if you are interested. I see fireworks. I'm also a fireworker, guys. So if you ever need a fireworker for for your own energy, for your relationship, for protection, for energy alchemy, go to my website and you will find it there too. So yeah, I basically just protect your energy with my fire, the holy fire, because I don't play with fire like that. Anyways, back to me. Wow, I only got to my head part and we are 28 minutes. Oh my god, I see another firework! Did you hear that? That one was so pretty. It looked like a shooting star, but from the ground up. That was gorgeous. I keep seeing fireworks in the distance too. It's probably for me. Okay, so the first thing that I noticed was I couldn't move my neck. I couldn't move my neck. It was just completely like paralyzed. So I broke my neck. You can already guess it. I broke my neck. You can see a scar here. And so we have pieces in our spine. In our spine, we have blocks, cubes. I don't know how are they called in English. I always forget this word, but when I see it, I'm like, oh yeah, that's what it was. So it's called the neck vertebra. In Dutch, you say nekwervel. So the neck vertebra in my spine, the number C7, it was crushed in the place. Like it wouldn't be spreading in my body, but it was crushed in that spot. So the spine is like around the vertebrae. And so what they did, we're just getting an email. What they did is they removed it, and the next morning they put a titanium metal plate at the front in the spine. So they put a metal neck vertebra in it, and they made it sit right. They operated it in a way that it's supposed to stay like it is supposed to stay. So I broke my neck, and one of the consequences of that is that at that spot, there is a nerve being blocked, and that specific nerve goes straight to the end of my legs, feet, and my hands, my whole arm. So basically, whatever wherever it goes to, it has to go through my whole body because my neck is the thing that holds all the energy in my whole nervous system in my head. This is like the root, excuse me, this is like the root of my nervous system, but it's actually the top. So, like, the root chakra is down there. So, it's kind of like, okay, it feels like my root has been touched, and at the same time, it feels like my leaves, the end of my nerves, like everything is connected in your neck. With your neck connects everything in your body. So, what was interesting to me is that the specific neck vertebra, which is C7, right here, that's the throat chakra. I learned everything you break in your physical body is something that you are meant to. Everything that you experience physically is based on a energetic spiritual sense. So it means something because your whole body has different energy centers that has a different vibration. So it was only recently in the last couple of weeks that I realized another thing. I had a spiritual download. I had a message about my throat, about my broken neck, about like the detail. So this is crazy, okay? All of it is crazy that I'm about to share, but that specific operation has created a cheat code for me. At first, I lost my voice for like months. It took months before I got my voice back. I was I was talking very soft, very low, like I had a very crusty voice. I was coughing a lot. I couldn't laugh a lot because if I would laugh, I had to catch my breath because breathing was super, super hard. I couldn't really eat also. I think I only ate after a week. Yeah, I lost a lot of pounds. It was just, it felt like there was a chips. It felt like chips was stuck in my throat. That feeling. So I had to walk with a neck brace for 3 months. But you know what? I'm going to get back to the accident. It was not an accident. I don't believe in accidents. I still call it an accident sometimes because everybody calls this kind of things accidents, but it's not. It is not a coincidence. I believe that everything that I experience is supposed to happen. So, guys, I broke from my toes to my crown. I have injuries from top to toe. I started with the biggest one because this is the one that I speak with, you know. But I will start from top. Well, no, from top to bottom. I wanted to say bottom to top, but I've already started from the top. So let's just go down. Yes, let's go down. Okay, the next thing that I broke was another piece in my spine. This piece. It's the L1. I don't know what it has. I just know that it was like this. I don't have any other words for it because the doctors just told me it's gonna heal by itself. So I just never really. I still feel something there, but I think it's just gonna get worse. It's never gonna get better. But yeah, sometimes hospitals just say stuff to make you feel great, but they just lie to you. And I want to say, that's okay, but it's not okay. It's so not okay. I'm going to share things in this video about my health situation that nobody knows. Because I have not let my body checked since 2022. It took me a very long time to face the government and the hospital and the police because I couldn't do it first. So there's so much about this situation. Okay, next thing that I broke are my ribs. My ribs, they're supposed to be like this, but my ribs are like this. Do you see the difference? This is a healthy rib. These are my ribs. My ribs have been broken during when I was hit by a car, and I just found out about that in 2022. I found out when I was not in the country. I found out when I should have found out way sooner. But I found out when I was ready to know. So you cannot tell me that you've done a MRI scan on my body and had controlled my full body, and you're telling me nothing about my ribs. If I feel my ribs now, I just feel that they are like this. I can just feel it. How unnatural and pointy they are. So that's another thing that I broke, but I have never let that check yet because I found out 5 years later. It happened in 2017, and I found out in 2022 when I was in Mexico. I'm gonna tell you how I found out. So I was like doing my morning practices. Every day I was like stretching really, really intense and well because I really wanted to get my back straight. So I was stretching every day, specifically neck and back stretch. Well, actually, specifically neck stretching. So I was doing a movement where I would just like go like this, and I would stand on my hands and on my feet like a bridge. And I saw my reflection in the window on my rooftop. And how I just saw myself, for the first time, I saw my ribs just super unnatural. And I went up and I was like, damn, I really just saw that. I really needed a moment to have it land in me, to witness that. Like, that was crazy. But I was not really in shock because the moment I had that silent moment, my something told me inside, you are ready for this now. Like, you were ready to know, you were ready to find out about this. And it had me confused because how can somebody knows that I need to know now? Like, how is it my time to know now? Who comes up with that? Well, I only have one answer for that, and that's God. There were a lot of things not okay in my world, and I had to see all of that in my own timing and see what is not okay. And that's really my health situation right now. And anytime. It's always been my health situation. But somebody told me a couple of weeks ago, you make a mosquito out of an elephant. You make an elephant a mosquito, is what she said to me. And I was like, wow. I do make things way smaller than they are actually supposed to be, that they actually are. Like, there are some things in the world that are just so big and are supposed to be so important, but we treat it as something small, as something unnecessary, as something like just unimportant. And that's how I was treating the control of my health appointments. Like, I knew I had to frequently visit, but because the doctors told me that I'm all right, my body's all right, I was just like, okay, I'll find my boundaries. Like, I will cross my own borders to see what I can and cannot do. And that was kind of because I kept looking for, work I could do. Meanwhile, I was not supposed to work. I had to recover. I was supposed to recover, but they forced me to work because in my country, they didn't want to give me money. Like, when you are sick, you can get money. Or when you stop working, you can get money. But when I was sick, I couldn't work. I had everything broken, but they didn't want to give me money. So after 3 months, I started working again. But we're gonna go to the next break. So let me go down. Okay, so I broke also my hands, my wrist, and my elbow, something in there. I think it was just bruised, honestly. I don't know. I don't remember for sure. But I had broken things here. And then I have under my skin, I still have glass. You can even see it. I still have glass from the window on both sides. That also just came out, and other times I tried to take it up. There was so much, like it took years. And there are still some pieces in there. And yeah, right here. I feel it. And when we go further down, I had broke and bruised both of my knees. So they were both unwalkable. Then my left foot I broke. Like this ankle is kind of misformed. It's a bit thicker than the other leg. And then the other leg, I broke my backbone of my right leg. So I had two knees broken, I had 2 feet or legs broken, and then my arms could move a bit. Um, it could move it could move enough for me to move, but I really had to learn how to walk again because they only put the white, how do you call it when you break something, a brace or something? No, not a brace. 1 second. Gypsum? Really? That's crazy. Okay. Apparently it's called gypsum. That white thing that they put on your broken pieces. They put it on me. On my right, no, my left foot. um, a special gypsum where I could walk on. So, of course, I had my other leg. I couldn't walk on it, but I didn't understand why because they didn't tell me it was broken. So, this was after I was already operated on my neck. I had already been sleeping in a hospital for what, 4 days? In total, I was there for 12 days. After those 4 days, I was like, Doctor, I cannot walk. I cannot walk. I can stand on this leg better than the other one. So I was like, let's take some pictures. Let's see what's going on. I broke everything. They didn't even tell me. I didn't need another gypsum. I don't like that word. I just call it brace. I didn't need another brace because they said you can just heal it. Heal it. It was never healed. It was never healed. None of my injury healed. None of it. This is everything that I broke. Other than around this, okay? Around this incident, I broke more. I broke my wrist, my left wrist, when I was in 8th grade. And I also had broke my knee in 2022 in Mexico after 2 weeks of my arrival there. And there are some truths about this knee that I want to expose. So I will in another video because it needs its own story, I suppose. But I'm going to show you right now what it looks like. This is it. I don't feel it. This part of my skin, I cannot feel it. And this also belongs to that scar. So, yeah, this knee doesn't move as freely as I want. And that's also a reason. Okay, so I broke this knee twice. So I have 2 bruised knees and 3 broken knees, 3 times, but 2 from the same time. My health situation, all of this, is one of the reasons why many people had to leave me alone, like literally leave me alone, from whenever it happened. And ever since then, I chose to say goodbye to a lot of people that were not healthy for me, that were not good for me. So I was focused a lot on me. And over the years, I was pretty sure about my purpose. Like, I really found so much information about my business, about who I am, about my service, about what I am, like about who I am. And I don't mean all the healing work because, bitch, I'm proud. I mean, what am I doing on this planet? What does God want for me to live by? And this is what I had to figure out the moment I was hit by that car. The moment I was hit by that car, I started to realize there's so much more in me, something that I never saw before. And that was really my own voice, who wanted to create for by itself, not for society, not for a restaurant, not for a supermarket. I'm just saying, like, I wanted to work for God. I wanted to know what purposeful living really is like. So I attracted the right people. I found the right people. And this made me different. Because at some point, you don't control your life anymore as much as you think. Because yes, you can be in control of your own self and your own mind, but we do not control others. We can't. Whoever is has an issue. I'm just saying. You cannot control everybody else. What I do believe in, that one person can control a whole solar system. So that is 2 different energies that I am referring to. You can control somebody by manipulating their mind, by sabotaging them, by lying to them, by being unreal to them. You can do that. But you can also live in your truth. You can also be honest. You don't have to lie. You can just speak your truth. So this is what makes me a bit stepping out, like stepping up, like this makes me stepping out of a major of groups of organizations and people, companies, friend groups. I was thinking religions, but we're not getting religious here. We believe in the truth. So I would lie to myself if I don't speak honest about what I truly know that is the truth. And this is what people might be disturbed by if it comes down to me, because I will always speak my truth. I will always know that whatever I say is serving something. So I have health issues, and whoever is getting close to me, I do want you to know. I do want you to know that my body is not really super healthy and strong as I want to be. And yes, I would love to dance with my fire all day. I would love to speak on my platform all day. I would love to have calls all day. I would love to visit places every day, but I cannot because my energy doesn't allow that. My body doesn't allow too much physical interference because I need, like, this is my sanctuary. My body is my sanctuary. So I have to take care of it. I have to protect it. I have to feed it and nurture it and water it and give it information and receive information from it. So it's like, this is my responsibility. That's why my burdens, I don't want anybody else to carry them. However, if we are close, if we are family, I want to know your health situation. I want to know if you have body issues. I want you to know if you are able to walk for 3 hours. I want you to know if you can sit for 6 hours. I want you to know if you can survive on a boat. I want you to know how you respond in airplanes and spaceships. I want to know how you drive, if you can drive. I want you to know if your body's capable to withstand and your physical health, like your physical body is in direct connection to your spiritual health. So everything in your body is an extension of your spirit's energy. Maybe you have problems in your kidney. This has something to do with your energy. Maybe your stomach is full. Maybe it doesn't process your food. This has something to do with your energy. Maybe you have stomach pain. Maybe your heart is pounding way too fast. Maybe your lungs are crusty and dusty and dirty and need to be cleared. If you have asthma, this can heal. I can heal your asthma, but you have to be willing to want that, you know? And if you don't know, you don't know. But if you have asthma and you do want to be healed from this, send me a message, okay? Send me a DM. I can heal you. I can help you get rid of your asthma. This is not a joke, okay? My ancestors have been really guiding me to work with this too, and to believe that we can heal. So, yes, if you have broken some things in your body, this is normal that not everything can heal. Not everything can be back to its normal, natural state. But that doesn't mean that you have to get weaker and weaker. Because even though your bone structure are not as it is supposed to be, you can still train your muscle. You can still train your brain. You can still train yourself to live with physical pain. I had to train myself to live with this pain because when I was sick and when I had to recover and when I must have taken the time to heal from this car hit from the car, I was completely on pain, uh, like pain stills, pain. I was on medicine. I took a lot of pills in the day. I used morphine too until I had ran to my doctor and I said, don't ever give me this again. Like, don't ever make me this sick again. Like, what is this? What is this garbage that you put in me? So, morphine, I'm going to share something about this in this video, and it's 2122. Morphine is a drug. It is an opiate that is found naturally in opium, a dark brown resin produced by drying the latex of opium poppies. It is mainly used as an analgesic. Morphine is from a group of medicines called opiates or narcotics. It works in the central nervous system and the brain to block pain signals to the rest of the body. It also reduces the anxiety and stress caused by pain. Okay, play back if you didn't hear that. I'm going to share you something very, 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 very important, and I hope you share this with all of your families, okay? It says it reduces the stress and the pain. What morphine does, it numbs you. It literally numbs your physical sense. Now, we all know the physical sense, everything we do, talk, move, and hear, this is a sense. This comes in the physical. But everything we sense is energetically on a spiritual level. So this is not a physical sense. What morphine does, it kills your nervous system. It makes sure that your nerves are not passing. They kill it. They numb it. Which makes you addicted to it, because when it starts to work out, when it moves out of your nervous system, when you pee it out, you start to feel. But you don't just start to feel. You feel everything extra sensitive because they have been off all day long, every day long. I don't know how long you've been taking it, but if it's been years, your nerves are offline for years. So what happens when you are taking it daily because your doctor says you need to, or you think you need to because you can